Right. It's so good to have you on. And I know we haven't had a quick catch up, but we're going to have a really great general chat here now on Facebook. I'm Jennifer. I'm the director of the Academy of Modern Celebrancy. I'm currently abroad, hence the kind of rural looking backdrop here in the middle of the tropics somewhere. It's ever so hot where we are today, but I wanted to come in and interview a few of our students turned graduates to talk about their journey. I think it's a really lovely opportunity to kind of celebrate the people that we have come through the academy and also really understand what motivated you to take part and go on your journey to train as a celebrant. So it'd be really great if you would mind introducing yourself a little bit and a little bit about who you, what you did before, I guess, before you even thought about becoming a celebrant.
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Tony. I graduated towards the end of last year, so I'm just starting my post-training journey. I'm currently an accountant for local government authority. I have worked for the same authority for 30 years. It's been a long career. I also chair a staff disability network representing hundreds of disabled staff working for local authority. Outside of this, I love amateur dramatics and singing. So I'm an actor, director, and singer. I just love performing, and it was over 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago, my wife and I were got married. We had a wedding from a humanist celebrant because we are not religious, and we had a humanist ceremony, and the ceremony was just so personal. It was about us. It was our story, and our audience or guests felt so engaged throughout the whole ceremony, and hearing our story being told to everyone brought back to us what we went through to be together. And a lot of our guests didn't know our journey, and it was brilliant. And why it took me 5 years to think, hang on a minute, I could do this, I don't know, but a light bulb went off probably through COVID, when we had a lot of time to think about other stuff. And for me, at the moment, it's a side hustle, but I do want this to become my career. So I have a 5-year plan. I want to retire at 55 from my job, and I want to do this solely along with my acting and singing.
Perfect. Good. What an amazing combination, and what an amazing transition, really, from, you know, doing something, I guess, desk-based for, you know, 30 odd years, as you say, and only really discovering it in the last 5, you know, and really starting to think about it. Did you, you know, how long have you been doing your more performing side of, you know, your life? Is that something you've done throughout all of the years, or is that relatively new as well?
That's relatively new. I've always enjoyed singing, but the acting, probably about the last 15 years now. I met people. I was actually an extra in a film that they were filming at RAF Bentwaters. They were filming a zombie movie, and they wanted lots of extras to be zombies. So we're thinking Shaun of the Dead type of film, and that's what it was, and it was so much fun. But a lot of the people who turned up to be extras were from drama groups, and that's how I got to know them. And they said, you should come down and audition for Panto. And that's how that started. And yeah, so that was 15 years ago, and I'm now with a group. I'm actually chair of that group and on committee for that, and I've just grown from there.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do you feel, you know, what you talk about, a 5-year plan, what would be ideal for you in regards to your celebrant business, and in regards to what a, you know, a working week would look like?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously at the moment I'm working full time, so I'd have to fit it in around that. But now, because we have the technology, you don't have to visit in person as we are doing now. You can have video chats as well, which makes it a lot easier, and fitting in evenings around potential clients, daily things. So yeah, Basically, this year I'm looking to get the inquiries, turn them into bookings. So I'm not expecting a flood. I'm expecting to start trickling in, build my business, build my reputation, build my contacts and all my networking. So I'm expecting some this year, and then I want to build on that for next year and the year after, which to me, 5 years maybe is plenty of time, but I'm thinking over the next 2 to 3 years, I really want to be in a position where I'm having to seriously consider the switch to full time. 5 years is when I can officially retire, but who knows where this is going to go? And it's all about work-life balance, baby steps, and doing it properly rather than rushing in and just grabbing everything.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. What do you think, when you talk about work-life balance, like how important is that to you now? You've been, you've had a long-standing career. How important is it at this time of your life to take that step back and step into something that would give you more of an active, I guess, lifestyle?
Yeah, for me, very important. My wife went self-employed herself last year. She's a marketing consultant, and she's now gone into business for herself. So she has a lot more freedom. She can work from anywhere. You're working from abroad right now. And if that's not an advert for for the flexibility, I don't know what is. So it gives us both as a couple flexibility as well. If I'm solely doing this, I can work from anywhere. I can meet people from anywhere virtually. I can write the scripts, hopefully like yourself, sitting in 30 degrees with a sangria by my side, and it's the options of that. But it's more around health as well and well-being. We all know what it's like to work 9 to 5, 5 days a week, year on year, and to be able to manage my own time and do things when suits is better for my health and well-being, as well as my family as well.
For sure. And I think sometimes we can get, well, especially now after COVID, and we're homebound a lot more. Sometimes, I don't know about you, but sometimes I feel I don't even go out of a day. Sometimes I'll sat at my desk and then I'll relax in the evening, and I might probably still be doing a little bit of work or whatever. Like to be able to have a job where you're working from home doing your admin and your marketing, but then your actual position is to go out and officiate, whether it is, a funeral, a wedding, a naming, or whatever it is that we're doing at the time. And having that experience of being around people is just so vital to, I think, our health and our happiness as we grow as into retirement age and things like that. Would you agree? That sounds, like
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm actually looking forward to the different venues I'm going to be doing it, because as we know, or if you don't know, being a celebrant means you can perform a ceremony anywhere. It's not in a church or in a registry office. It could be in a back garden, on a beach, in the woods, in a field, on a farm, absolutely anywhere. So I'm going to perform a ceremony. Once I'm done, I can visit the local area and enjoy that. So it gets me out and about afterwards, and I can see different places as well. So yeah, the wedding day for me, when I'm done, I can then go out and enjoy the area. So that's going to be better for me and my mental health as well. So
yeah. And I used to do that all the time. I was just talking to, just before our call, to some new students. We have our kickoff sessions, every week, and I was talking to new students, and one of the new students was saying exactly that. She has twins, 5-year-old twins, and wants to be able to have that freedom to actually have days where she has adventures. And that's exactly what I used to do. I used to take my little one, my husband would drop me off at the venue, they would relax. After the ceremony, we would go and explore, because the great thing about this industry too is where you work predominantly in the most beautiful locations of the country, right? You're not going anywhere, not very attractive. You're going to country houses or hotels or campsites or up a mountain or something, and so the opportunities to explore and spend time outside around the ceremonies is huge, and I think that's a massive benefit to this role as well. Must have been a big pull for you as well,
definitely, yeah.
considering it. Do you think there's any skills and experiences that you're going to pull from your work within accountancy and within the local government that you can pull into this role?
Yeah, well, I've always had to do presentations and meet with managers, budget managers, counsellors. And I found once I'd started doing my acting, I found my presentation skills improved a lot, because if you can perform in front of 200 people, all eyes on you, you can present something to a room full of people. And so those skills I can bring across. The skills I've learned through the course, though, are the creative writing. That's where my learning was. So although I could bring a lot to it, and I still took a lot from the course in the areas that I know I'm good at, the creative writing, I had to start from scratch. I have not done that before. So that was the biggest learning curve. And that was really enjoyable, because I was a bit concerned, am I going to be able to come up with something that's good enough? And because you have to do at least 2 scripts, and your mentor is with you, reviews it, marks you, gives you advice. I think my first one I scored about 87%. My second one I scored 100%. So that's testament to my mentor and the advice given to me. And once I got that mark, I was like, yep, I can do this.
Yeah, absolutely. And how did you find that? Let's talk a little bit about your experience on the course. Like, how did you find, working on your own through self-study, but then working with your mentor? Did you find it was a really nice, blend and combination?
It was. I think I did the wedding course in, I think, 3 months. I started in the summer, so I just finished doing a stage show, which I was directing. So I wanted to do that so I could give my full focus to this. And because the way it is, you can piecemeal it. You can watch the tutorials, you can make your notes. I then generally watched it again, then started my assignments. But you can do it in piecemeal. So I could spend an evening or 2 a week, and perhaps some time on a Sunday doing it. You don't have to spend every single night on it unless you want to do it in the space of a few weeks. You can fit it in and around everything else you're doing. And that was brilliant. All in your own time. You can do it whilst fitting in with your lifestyle, with your working pattern. And that worked really well. My mentor was there whenever I needed. I sent off an email of questions. It was answered really promptly. I mean, within a half an hour, I had responses. I didn't have to wait at all. And if I needed to chat, she was there.
That's great. That's great. And did you join in some of the group sessions? How did you find those?
Yeah, the Q&A sessions, brilliant. I actually went to one last week because I had a query about setting myself up as a sole trader. And there are so many people of different levels there. So there are people that are just starting out that have got queries. There are people like myself who have graduated. And then you've always got a mentor there that's been doing it for years and has all of that knowledge to bring across. So it's worth going, even just to listen in, introduce yourself, and just listen to what other questions come out. But if you have any, get on them and ask your question. Really, really useful.
Yeah, for sure. How do you feel like your friends and family will, once you get going with having ceremonies and things, have you told your friends and family what you're doing? What's the general consensus and response?
Yeah, my close friends and family I told as I was doing the training, and they said, "Oh, you'll be brilliant, no brainer, go for it. Let me know when you qualified." Very, very supportive. Most knew what celebrants did, some didn't, and getting that message out, which I know you're working very hard doing, and yeah, very, very, very supportive. And since doing that, obviously setting up my website and my socials, they're helping me share. Some of my friends have their own small businesses. Like I say, my wife is a marketing consultant. I've got a friend who does crafts. I've got friends who have their own small businesses, and we are supporting each other, even though we're totally different industries. We can help each other, support and share. And yeah, it's amazing how many people swarm to you just to support and help.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think the community is a big thing that you will also notice grow around you as you get more experienced and you start to build up a network. And the beauty of it as well is, even though you are, as you say, a sole trader working by yourself, you have such an amazing team and community around you. And I'm sure you felt that just even being part of the AMC. You know, our community is amazing. I call us one big family. You know, to truly work together and to support each other and to celebrate each other, I think is an amazing element. Plus, when you join a new industry, you've got a whole new, you know, wedding network, as it were, around you. And also the benefit of everybody doing what they love. You know, there's no one really in the wedding industry that doesn't like what they do. So how have you found that kind of network, I guess, within the AMC? And also, you know, are you excited to kind of join this new network within the wedding industry?
Yeah, absolutely. Initially I thought, oh, with all these celebrants, everyone's in competition with each other, and I think, oh no, we're all going to be fighting, and but that's not the way it is. Everyone is so supportive, and I genuinely haven't been paid to say this. It The support is absolutely brilliant, and sharing ideas, how people do it, advice, and even sharing clients. I'm booked. Has anyone got any time free? Or I can recommend this person. I'm absolutely blown away by the support of everyone around, and there's people at totally different stages, and the advice just being thrown at each other really surprised me. Perhaps it shouldn't have, but it really did surprise me. And yeah.
Good. Yeah, it is second to none, I think, in regards to like the community and what we built there. And you know, that's not something that you can just build. That's something that naturally comes from a community of people that love what they do and are excited about what they do. And you know, growing a new network, how is that? How important is that to you? You know, like meeting people within the industry and, you know, planners and venues and things. Are you excited to get out there and network?
Yes, yeah. Obviously, qualifying or graduating in, I think it was October, November time. Obviously, website was first, then socials, getting my branding, getting out there, building the followers, getting in touch with wedding supply groups, wedding venues, and getting contacts there. Now I need to start hitting the pavement and getting out there, knocking on doors. And we're now starting to enter into the season where there's open days, where there's wedding fairs, and I need to do the face-to-face stuff. So everything else is in place, but it's getting out there, and I'm itching to go to the fairs and actually meet people, give my card out, and just talk to venues. Because at the moment it's all been virtual up until now, but we're starting to get to the season now where things are starting to happen for the new year.
Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. What advice would you give, I guess, finally, to anyone that's thinking of joining, you know, of enrolling and starting a career as a celebrant? You know, what would your advice be?
Do it.
Simple as.
No, simply do it. If you've got any concerns, ask the questions, get them answered, because you guys are all on hand to do that. Talk to people like us who have been there. I can't recommend it enough. Yeah, it's not easy, because if it's easy, everyone would be doing it. You have to work hard. You have to study. You have to study everything from the history of weddings and marriage. You have to develop your skills. My skills were in the performance and presentation side. I had to learn the creative writing. Some people may be the other way around. It is a learning curve, but it's an enjoyable one. It's not boring. It's not you know, too hard to do. It's, if you're open to it, it's really enjoyable, and I generally can't recommend it enough.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time and telling us a bit about your journey and being so open, you know, with what it is that you're hoping for going forward. It's been, you know, an absolute pleasure talking to you, and I know that you're, you know, you're there, and as you say, if anyone's out there has any questions, you know, it's best to talk to celebrants that are out there and, you know, what they're doing and how they're getting on, but also being really mindful of that everyone's on their own path and journey. You know, for you, you're not rushing into it, you know, you're taking your time with it. So, you know, your future is going to look very different to somebody else's that may be starting full time from tomorrow, you know, so everyone's journey is completely different. And I think for anyone in regards to advice would be to look at your goal, what it is that you want to get out of this, where it is that you want to go, and be really succinct, just like you are with your kind of your 5-year plan you've got there of how you want to progress. through this journey. So yeah, thank you so much for your time. Really
Pleasure.
appreciate it. And I'm sure we'll catch up again very soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, bye.